Okay, everyone, thanks so much for joining me. I'm with Nemaska Lithium. We are a vertically integrated lithium project located in the province of Quebec, Canada. We are in construction in that the mine is partially built, and we are fairly advanced on our detailed engineering at our Shawinigan facility, which is our processing facility. We are projecting to be a low-cost producer, and we will have an updated feasibility study out in the next 14 days, which will reflect our new CapEx cost, as well as our updated operating numbers. Near-term cash flow, we do have an offtake for the concentrate with a Chinese group as soon as we are in production, and then that offtake will move to offtake for lithium hydroxide. We have 3 offtake agreements. One is with Johnson Matthey, the other with LG Chemicals, and then the third is with Northvolt. As well, we have a strategic shareholder in the form of SoftBank. SoftBank recently purchased 10% of the company, and with that equity investment, they do have a right of first offer on up to 20% of our production. As well, in terms of big shareholders, our largest shareholder is actually the government of Quebec through Resources Quebec. So we are thankful that we are in a good jurisdiction like Quebec and do have the support of the government institutions. And then finally, we have a producing plant. Our phase 1 plant has been producing lithium hydroxide samples for qualification for the past 2 years. And so we have sent material to Johnson Matthey, as well as our other offtake partners. In addition, we've sent hydroxide to about 20 to 25 customers, and they all currently are evaluating the product. We did recently complete a financing. It's a $1.1 billion financing, and we did that through a combination of financial instruments. One was equity, where we raised 454 million Canadian dollars. As I mentioned, SoftBank came in for 10% of the company at 94 million Canadian. The government of Quebec invested 80 million in a private placement. The balance was raised through a bought deal led by BMO National Bank and Cantor Fitzgerald. We also did a stream with Orion Mine Finance, 150 million US stream. Of that, we have drawn the first 75 million. And then finally, we did 350 million US dollar debt through a corporate bond. This is a publicly traded bond listed on the Oslo Stock Exchange, trades at about par, bears a coupon of 11.25%. The bond money is sitting in a trust account, and you cannot access the bond money until you've done a cost to complete analysis. And so when we went to do our own internal cost to complete, we discovered that we were going to be short about 375 million Canadian on our project executions, which means we can't actually draw the bond until we raise the balance of the money. So currently we are in the process of looking at various opportunities to raise that money. One is M&A, and we do have a data room that has been set up. There have been NDAs that have been signed with interested parties, and we are looking to shortlist that group and move those conversations forward in the next couple of months. Likewise, we're also evaluating capital raise, and that could be through any combination of what we had done previously in the 1.1 billion. And so a big data point is really the updated feasibility study. And as I said, that will be completed by Hatch in June, so this current month, probably within the next 14 days. Let's give you an idea of where the project's located. It is in northern Quebec. The mine is in the Nemaska region. And we will be shipping concentrate from Nemaska down to Shawinigan. Shawinigan's where we'll be housing the processing facility, and that's where we plan to produce about 37,000 tons of lithium hydroxide. This gives you an idea of where we were in November, and this is where we were as of May. So this is up at the mine site. Quite a bit has happened. We have our maintenance garage is up, our administrative offices are up, the concentrator building is erected, fine ore and tailings dome up, crushing area equipment is being installed. So we've done quite a bit of work on the construction of the site. This again gives you some aerial shots of some of that crushing area equipment that's been installed. This is the inside of the concentrator. So about 50% of the concentrator equipment's been received and installed. And so construction at the site really now has been put on hold in an effort to preserve our cash. And so of which I think we have about 195 million Canadian left. So we've slowed down construction. Right now we're focused on pre-production activity at the mine. So we're stripping and blasting and stockpiling ore so that when our financing is in place, we'll be able to commence production fairly quickly thereafter. The mine is partially built, and I would say we'll have the exact numbers and the new project schedule, construction schedule in the feasibility study, but I think we're about 6 to 7 months left of construction time on the mine before you'd be in production. So let's see, and this is to give you an idea of some of the equipment that's been delivered and is installed again in the concentrator. This is Shawinigan, which is further south, down about an hour and a half outside of Montreal. These are existing buildings that we purchased from the city of Shawinigan, former pulp and paper mill buildings. And we had started construction there. That again has been put on hold, and again, until we've secured the balance of the funding that's required. But to give you an idea, some of the construction at Shawinigan was more civil works, and so it was leveling floors, pouring concrete, reinforcing floors in certain areas where there was going to be heavy equipment, cutting holes to make room for equipment that needed height in other areas. So a lot of civil work in Shawinigan. Right now, that construction has been halted, and we are focusing on the detailed engineering. So we've given the mandate to Hatch to continue the progress of the detailed engineering. By the time we start our construction again, once we've got the financing in place, we'll probably be about 70 to 75% complete on the detailed engineering at Shawinigan. So again, this is just some activity down in Shawinigan. At the top of this slide, you'll see the phase 1 plant. We've delivered, as I said earlier, we've delivered product to about 22, 23 customers who are currently evaluating that. Here's our project economics on our feasibility study. These numbers will change, and the new numbers will be out in the next 14 to 21 days. Give you an idea of the quality of the product that we've actually produced from the phase 1 plant. And so this is a quote from the CEO of Leverton Clark. And these guys are a specialized chemical firm out of the UK. And they blend a lot of, they basically buy product, hydroxide or carbonate, from virtually everybody on the planet that produces it. And they blend that product in order to create a special value-added niche products with a very, very high spec. So the CEO has received received our product, and they have come back to us to report that it is of excellent quality. And in fact, it's the best product that they've received in terms of lithium hydroxide. So product quality out of the phase 1 plant has not been an issue since we've started running it. We've always been able to achieve very high specs. I guess our challenge right now is really just putting the final financing in place to continue the commercial construction. Our shares outstanding, roughly 850 million shares out. Again, the largest shareholders are Resources Quebec, who own about 12-13%, and SoftBank, that's in around 10%. And then this is just your key investor takeaways, which are that we've a proven process. We've run the phase 1 plant. We've produced battery grade material. We are partially in construction. The mine is nearing completion, and I do believe, therefore, that portion of the project significantly de-risked, as it is partially built. As well, down at Shawinigan, we'll have quite a bit of advancement on our level of detailed engineering. And so, again, less risk than when we raised the initial money. Thank you.